Um, I I almost said welcome back. Welcome back, chat. I'm here again, dude. I'm glad I took like 2 hours break from talking because apparently my voice is still fucked. Uh, and so is the rest of me. Oh my god, that was quite the dinner. Still got dessert. I have a number of cheeses and stuff too, but I mean we'll save that for another day. See, that's the best part about Christmas dinner. It should last for like a week, and it's really delicious. Um, I mean, let's not forget we still have this. I think I can squeeze in something. How about a little um ooh, raspberry licorice? I'll have some of that. Mm, mm, it's real good. But yeah, this show. I mean, of course, I was only half watching because I was busy cooking. um, but this is a really interesting show. Like it's funny because a lot of it's like really awkward. I'm sure a lot of it comes through even if you don't understand Swedish. But like obviously that poor host, like she has no idea what she's talking about or what she's getting herself into. The technology is a bit rough, with the phone game stuff. I mean, it's super cool. I mean, I remember that from other shows when I was a kid. A couple of years after this. But even just like them cutting between segments, and it's like, yeah, she's like, "All right, I think we have a winner." Well, do we? No. Oh, I guess there's no winner. There's no one. I don't have a winner. Well, see you next week. It's like all this shit like that. Um, but like all these like news segments and stuff are legitimately interesting, and they're like, going to this copy party in Holland, just interviewing a bunch of dudes and shit. I guess I want to watch this properly, and I'm legitimately interested to see if someone has made English subtitles for this. Because if they haven't, I kind of want to do that because I feel like this is something. I feel like there's a lot of people who would be interested in watching this because it's not. I mean, it's not really about the Swedish industry or the Swedish scene, and even to the extent that it is, it's not like the Swedish computer scene is like um uninteresting in a global context. But just in general, I feel like there are a lot of people who might be interested in understanding what's going on in this show. It's I don't know, just seeing all that like the event footage and shit. Like that was really cool. So we watched like a bit. I think we stopped somewhere in episode 4. There's 6 episodes altogether. Yeah, like the fucking BMX stage in California games. I'd say that's kind of like tricky enough as it is. But in the first episodes they had that flying game. I didn't catch what the game was, but um, like the first dude who played like completed it, so it was playable. But I mean, maybe that's as they speculated. Maybe that was so funny too. Like her commentary, she was like partially narrating what's happening on screen, partially trying to give like very obvious and meaningless advice. um, but then she's like, "Oh wow, you did really well. I bet you play a lot of games. I bet that's pretty much all you do, isn't it?" Or something like very sort of dismissive, offhand comment. Like, you could tell from her tone of voice it wasn't meant to be dismissive or insulting, but it, let's just say, it could very easily be construed that way. That was fascinating. Like I said, I definitely want to see the rest of this at some point. However, the intermission is over, and as far as my very loose schedule is concerned, we have about 3.5 hours of stream left. We'll see how many hours of Crazy Climber I have left in me. Crazy Climber 2, well, the combined assault of Crazy Climber, the original, Crazy Climber Famicom, and Crazy Climber 2 kind of took its toll. And even though I've technically had a few hours of resting, um, I'm kind of more exhausted right now. So we'll see. So I can tell right off the bat that I have more games on my list than we will have time to properly play. I mean, I feel like I could have spent 6 hours alone on Famicom Crazy Climber. And it's cool because I feel like a lot of the games that we have or will be playing are games that I very easily could just stream again and just do any one of those games for an entire stream, because I don't know, these games are pretty fucking sick. But I have a few versions that I would like to, I mean, I like to check out, I like to show them, and I feel like they're not the type of games that are going to last us for 6 hours or more anyway. So we'll at least get the novelty value of having checked them out. And I guess we can try to kind of check these out in a rough chronological order. Although, actually, trying to think here. There's a couple that I have that I didn't really properly have time to test, so we might not check those out. But we will check out one or two home versions, contemporary home versions, that are, well, they pale in comparison to the Famicom version, but that makes sense. That was a 1986 game, greatly expanded. But I'll say they pale in comparison to probably most versions. And we'll start off with a super well-known, I'm sure, version for a super well-known console. This is Crazy Climber for the Emerson Arcadia 2001, released in 1982, I believe. This should be good. Let me update this. (1982), not 28. It's not quite that old. So I did grab an emulator to run this. I think we should work. Give me a sec to set up. I'll get some jams going. G-Lock. Dank times are here, that is for sure. Give me a minute, guys. Crazy Climbing this good is worth waiting for, though. Especially with this fucking music. Alright, let me just not get too distracted by the music. Yikes. Okay. Oh, sorry about that. That was extremely loud, and also I guess this just instantly quick loaded my save here. Kindly fuck off. There we go. All right, I'm using it. I didn't really know this console existed. Like 2 days ago. So, needless to say, I'm not super familiar with the emulator of it either, but I think we'll be good to go. Let me set the capture up. All right. I don't remember or know exactly what the controller type situation is like, but think, yeah, because you can, I guess I technically have a, I think it's, well, wait, like I have the joysticks plugged in, but the thing about this, console, as you might expect from an early 80s home console, so I think it's Control Shift 8. Yeah, I didn't find it in the menus, but here we go. Oh, I guess you can't see it, but it's like a, I guess it's in line with the show we just watched. It's got a full like telephone keypad with a pound and a star, and it's got like buttons on the sides and also a joystick. It's an entire mess. Okay. Anyway. Alright. It's all on the left channel and it's extremely loud. I'm like turning it down as much as I can. Is there a sound? Adjust. Sampler. I can crank it up to 22 kilohertz at least. It's like it's about as low as it can possibly go. This is extremely fucked. All right, can I reset? Reset to game? Is this just how the game boots? It might be. Who knows? Like, I can see how loud it is. It's like the emulator is set to the lowest possible volume above silent. My Windows volume mixer has the thing set to 1. My Windows audio level is low, and it's still like clipping. All right, spoiler alert. Wait, how do I? Okay, and maybe reset. Wait, let me check the controls again. F1, F2, F3. Okay. This seems extremely dank. Okay. 2, 3, 4. Okay. Game start. There we go. So now I'm in control. Can move left and right, kind of. The HUD is only visible when I'm standing still. And these giant crates? Question mark? Falling pretty quickly. Oh, no, okay, I guess that window was closed. Like, you're climbing, the theme, and to some degree the look, you know, taking into account technical limitations, is pretty faithful. But the mechanics are definitely not. Oh, that was closed, I guess. I like that well, I was gonna say, I like that the shutters are a different color when they're closed, but I guess that's not really the case. Sometimes they're open when they're yellow. Yeah, that's okay, those were both closed. Oh, it just closed. Wait, man. Look! Okay, yep. I'm gonna miss that. Out! Okay, thanks for the warning. Appreciate it. Can't go further left for some reason. The window above me changed colors. Okay, there we go. Mechanics are somewhat mysterious. It's like you can only move so many steps to the left or right before you climb up. Oh, it's okay. I'll stay here, I guess. Nope. I thought it opened, but it just changed colors. You are great. All right. Let me see if I can turn this down a little bit more. A nice little jingle. Let's try level 2. Unsurprisingly, it looks kind of identical, but hey, we've got portals. And someone's throwing first aid kits. Safes. Oh, okay, we got dumbbells. Like, things are actually, despite falling really fast, they're kind of easier to avoid because everything will fall in a straight line. And obviously, moving sideways is a bit more straightforward in this version. Because you literally just tap to the side. Yeah, it's kind of not bad. Oh, okay, we got cluster bombs. Oh, shit, I went too far. Yeah, this is the Emerson Arcadia 2001. I think was a well, I could be wrong. Maybe I'm getting mixed up. I was gonna say it's like it was a primarily a European thing, but I could very well be wrong. I wonder if I could have squeezed in between there. Can't go. Couldn't go further left there for some reason. There is indeed an Atari 2600 port of this, and that is one of the versions that. Whoa. Okay. It's getting pretty advanced. I have, but I have not done any amount of testing or setup. Dude! Okay, I survived. I'm blue now, though. I don't have any particular reason to expect it to not work, but I haven't used that emulator in a long time. So I don't quite remember how it works. And how to set up controls and whatnot. We might give it a shot, though. So I'm pretty sure also that this is just endless, by the way. But that is kind of what you would... Oh, they were both close, of course. I'm like... Alright, great high score. I'm being conditioned not to pay attention to the windows. I mean, they matter, but they are, not quite as vital. Yeah, Spider-Man, I think was also 82. Which is pretty cool. It's definitely a game I want to play sometime. It's kind of similar, except... I'm not sure if there's, like, climbing, per se, probably. But you shoot your web. You shoot it up and you, like, have it connect someplace, and you kind of pull yourself up towards it. Hey, the windows... pressed up. This level is definitely a little more intense with all the windows. All the window action, but, like, check out how... I didn't mean to go that far. It's funny, even though you literally, like, tap once per step. So you have kind of immaculate control over your horizontal movement. I'm still just stressing out and mashing. So yeah, the thing is, like... the windows opening or closing has no bearing on your ability to actually climb them. That's why it's kind of weird. It's kind of tripping me up a little bit. Or it's kind of... Well, it's sort of the opposite, I suppose. It's leading to me not paying much attention to the windows, because normally, because you have to control your hands individually, you can't really, like, any closed window is just immediately gonna put a stop to your attempts at climbing. But it's not like that here, because... Ah, shit. Because you can still sort of climb on the outside of a closed window like this. You just can't try to climb there if both of them are closed. I can't move sideways, yeah. So it appears to be the case that you can move, like, up to 3 times sideways. Or something like that. 2 or 3 times, I guess. After which, you just are forced to go upwards. Kind of a creative way of creating limitations, I suppose. I keep... Oh, yeah, see, I went between 2 closed windows. Yeah, see, I couldn't go sideways there. Like, just slipping up there. Wow, it's still got a shit ton of points there. Well, you cannot tank hits because the entire concept of grabbing with 1 or 2 hands does not exist. Because you're always holding... Like, you're always holding with 2 hands, basically. Except when you're making... Like, you're never halfway in the middle of a move. Like you are in the original. You're, like, static whenever you're not in the middle. Well, of course you're static, except for when you're not, but... I can't stop myself mid-move in any way. It's a little hard to explain. No, I'm dead. You're like, you can climb even though you wouldn't have a grip in the original. Like, you can sort of... Yeah, it's just the actual mechanics of the original game are not present as far as, like, even beyond individual moving your hands individually. Just again, grabbing like spots for holding with your hands. Like the concept of your hand either being held on something or not does not exist. So you'll notice, like, if I'm moving towards a closed window, it will still complete the motion of climbing up to it, even though there's nothing to grab onto. And then afterwards, you'll die, basically. Ah, dude! I wonder if you can hold up. No, you can't. But I guess you can mash. This is surprisingly compelling, I have to say. I think, I want to say Polito Pichardo was playing the REVCS version of this not long ago. No, I'm dead. But yeah, sorry, I guess I maybe didn't quite address your question directly, I'm sorry. No, you cannot tank hits because the way you do that in the real game is by making sure you are keeping both hands on steady ground. Which sort of kind of requires a little bit of deliberate effort. But in this game, that is the natural state. So it wouldn't really make sense if that protected you. Because that would basically mean that the only way to die would be to getting hit mid-climb. Oh shit! I thought it would loop endlessly. When I heard the noise, I was like, is that Kong? Oh, I still have to climb it manually. That's pretty cool. We did it! We cleared a stage. Oh, shit! Oh my god! Okay. I'm getting points for this, yeah. I'm controlling the helicopter. I didn't... Oh, shit. This is like... Oh, shit. Kinda sick. Too far. There we go, 5K. I'm not getting that guy. Did I go up? No. I guess I'm slowly drifting towards the bottom of the screen. So I was like, wait, I have no time to react now, but yeah. 5280, building 4. So is this game over, or do I continue? No, I guess we started on level 3, so this is 4. You know, I was ready to completely dismiss and make fun of this game, but... Oh, what? This game's kind of sick. You know, I just watching like a little picture or GIF or something, and like, yeah, what a joke. Obviously, a weird, you know, unknown home console or computer in the early 80s is not gonna... I mean, you know, the arcade game is pretty fucking remarkable for a 1980 game. Visually and mechanically. I mean, admittedly, I'm pretty uneducated when it comes to late 70s, early 80s home video gaming. But, the fact that this has, like, multiple levels and, like, an entirely unique helicopter section, I don't know, color me impressed. This is not a bad game. Wonder who developed this. This is a good question. I know absolutely nothing about the Emerson Arcadia 2001. It would not surprise me to learn that, like, the company, the hardware manufacturer, made most, if not all of the games as well. I think that was, like, kind of common. So I guess they just would have gotten, you know, the license. I mean, obviously Nichibutsu didn't do it. Oh yeah, like I said, I was ready to play this for 2 seconds and completely dismiss it, but this is kind of sick. But we can forge deeper in the depths of dankness. Rest assured. We'll leave the Emerson Arcadia version right there. Let's make a quick attempt to see if we can. I'm loading up the Atari emulator, and I'm just let's try that. Is this even the right emulator? No, this is definitely not. Okay, never mind. I was booting up the Atari ST emulator. That's not going to help us. I can't even remember. See, this is the thing. I'm only booting up these dank computer emulators whenever I do these like theme streams. So I do it so rarely that I don't remember what emulators I would have used for Atari. Not this one, is it? No, it doesn't look like it. Yeah, okay. Dude, all these fucking emulators. Use that? Give me a second, guys, as I let's get some music going. Yeah, I'm in Stella. I just have to familiarize myself with the interface to figure out where I'm looking for settings and stuff. Alright. What the heck is this? Put some other version in my 2600 folder, and I don't know what version it is. I'm so confused. I'm trying my best here, guys. Okay, I think we have... Okay, it's finding information. All right. There we go. Okay. Wonder if, okay, let me see. I think my joysticks are still plugged in. Let me see if probably want to set it to stick. Oh. Okay. Oh, that's harsh. All right. Okay. This kind of resembles Crazy Climber a bit more. Got fully functional scrolling. We got multicolored pants. Well, technically the pants are just the one color, but this is kind of not bad. But don't worry, it'll get danker than this. I wonder if we can tank hits in this one. Oh, we fell. Surprisingly recognizable is a decent way of putting it. Like, the Emerson version is kind of like... not, you know... You have to be a little bit charitable to call it recognizable. Like I said, it's got the basic premise and everything. But the mechanics and everything is, like... the way the game functions isn't quite... The way it works, basically, I'm, like, sort of pumping up and down to reach up. I mean, it's basically the arcade controls, but I'm using the same joystick to move my hands sort of one after another in sequence. So I can't, obviously, move my hands simultaneously, which makes my climbing slower, but simpler. Separate to removed from being an LCD version. That's not an entirely unfair way of putting it. I guess those are our... Oh, dude, you can kind of do that, too. Our extra guys at the top there. I mean, I feel like my Crazy Climber skills are kind of carrying over to this version to some degree, which is, frankly, not something I ever expected to be able to say. I mean, that doesn't commonly happen for anything that's been, like, ported to the Atari 2600 from the arcade. Alright, helicopter? This is pretty sick. Alright. Stage 2. I mean, no Kong, no, you know. We get dumbbells here. Even like the window people are a little... Got girders? Oh, they're a little less aggressive. And there's fewer of them. But there's arguably more window action happening here. But the way they're in sync like this is a bit screwy. But kind of surprisingly, this is not like 50 times harder than the arcade or anything. I feel like that's kind of what I would expect. I don't know, maybe I'm just traumatized by the Atari home versions of Double Dragon. Ah, shit. Dude, I thought I was holding with one hand, at least. Like, basically, the mechanics seem to be entirely intact. With how the individual hand controls, or not controls, rather, but the gripping and everything. It's just that the controls are sort of synchronized. But you can tell if you're stuck and can't go up, you only ever, like, reach up with one hand. Because you can't... You have to actually... Oh, shit, I didn't mean to act... I wanted to show, but I was a little too soon. I was a little too early there. I didn't wait for the window to actually close. So I was able to reach up with both hands, and the window closed on my hands. Yeah, this is kind of shockingly competent. I'm not sure we will feel the same way about the next one, but... Like, I'm not expecting to put much more time into this like I would the Famicom version. See? One hand. I can actually kind of abort and go this way. Pretty cool. Yes, that's right, Lemisar. I forgot about that, but I did do a little research. This is apparently, I don't know that it's one of the most rare or sought after Atari games. It's probably not true by any stretch. But it is, this game was not sold at retail. This was like a mail away thing. Which meant that it was, for some amount of time, if nothing else, was kind of sought after. Whoa, okay. I guess we game over. Colors all changed. So it was not in as overabundant supply as I'm sure many games from 1982 were. It's kind of interesting because you would think it's got enough name recognition to warrant a wide retail release. But who knows the reasoning. I'm not nearly familiar enough with the library to say anything about how this compares to anything else, or whether it's a above average 2600 game or anything. But I will say, you know, as far as let's say first generation Famicom games go, and other games of a similar vintage, or even like a few years later, in terms of sheer like playability and smoothness, in terms of understanding how it works, in terms of having, you know, comprehensible goals. You know, if I had this as a kid at the time, I think I would have quite liked this. Yeah, like it runs smooth and it plays well. Like, I don't have much to complain about. It's certainly... Oh, shit. Is it arcade perfect? No, of course not, but... Okay, I can't move. Okay, sure, I just can't move. Yes, of course. I know that it's not fair in terms of what to expect from the hardware for it to compete with Famicom games. I just mean, like, I have a very limited frame of reference, and that's all I've got. There we go. I was just stuck on... I just spawned stuck for some reason. So maybe the game has some issues. But, you know, I've played a few 2600 games. It's kind of cool, though, because, like, it's not like the games would be typically plagued by slowdowns or frame drops or sluggishness, or, like, the kind of stuff you would, from a more modern perspective, kind of associate with weak hardware or what have you. But usually it would be more, I don't know. I guess maybe a better point of comparison would be like Commodore 64, where you would have games with, obviously, you gotta wait for it to load, and it can be really sluggish and weird, but a lot of the time, like, it's still...
Unspeakable horror awaits you.
Surprisingly nice and smooth. Ushi84. 17 months of unspeakable horror. Thank you very much for that. A rather intense bout of climbing right now. Oh, okay, it closed. Yeah, the control, that's a good point, too. Oh, I'm in purple again. I guess I'm game over. Maybe that's for the best. Yeah, and I mean, it makes sense, Vorg. I'm just, like, sort of pontificating on, like, what it even means. Like, what... I mean, I guess that's the point, right? Like, from anything sort of NES onwards, you have this kind of idea, like, you can sort of tell a shitty game from a good one from the fact that it, like, has a bad frame rate and stuff like that, and, like, very strange collision detection. And, you wouldn't necessarily have that same the sort of telltale signs of a subpar game just aren't the same. So the metrics by which you judge something are also a little different. Um, but you know, I keep hearing like Kaboom as an example of a really fun and good Atari game, and I think that makes perfect sense. I have not played it, but I'm familiar with it. And if you have like a dial controller and that like works well, and the game is like responsive and the character moving, from what I've seen, that game moves extremely fast. Um, I feel like that's a game that's probably just. I mean, it's about as pure as you can get with a game. Um, so as long as like the input is responsive and the screen update like works well, yeah, I can see something like that being like it's a very simple game, but it simple doesn't mean it can't be compelling. Which I mean, arguably is true for Crazy Climber, even though it's a lot more convoluted controls wise than the original. At the end of the day, it's still a game about putting one hand above the other and pushing yourself to new heights. I think I may have started a two-player game. That's probably what's going on here. Purple Climber is probably player 2. A little funny. Arms and legs a little bit limited in motion here, but you know what? We didn't clear a stage in this version, did we? Can't remember. Everything is bleeding together. Of course, if I die... Oh, never mind. Oh yeah, well, I think we did, because we got the... Yeah. I can't control which arm... I'm holding up... There we go. Dude, the helicopter section in the Arcadia port, that was pretty awesome. Yeah, right, because we got the girders in this stage, that's right. I guess that was a window. So I guess player 2 is also just like on this stage now, maybe. It's hard to tell because the stage has a different color for player 2. But I guess it makes sense that... Actually, I wonder how that works in the arcade, because the arcade supports 2-player as well. I wonder if player 1 beats the stage, like, do you alternate between stages with each player? I don't know. The idea of playing this as a 2-player game, like, alternating, is kind of weird. Alternating 2-player games in general, I feel, are a bit... I mean, it depends on what it is, but for the most part, I always find it a little bit... I mean, it's not a feature that hurts any game by being present. But it's a little weird. So, he's not even getting killed by the window either. There we go, finally. Alright. Very confident you can play this with one hand. Of course, you definitely gotta focus on the game still. I feel like there's gotta be some hardware reason. I guess the screen is probably mirrored, right? Because, like, I know that was a thing in a lot of Atari games. You know, just to save resources, the game is... Okay, that was pretty lucky. Game is basically rendering half of a screen at a time and flipping it, which would explain why 2 windows next to each other. Yeah, the player 2 definitely gets like warped to where we are. Oh, well, that was a lot faster. I think we got 1 life. No, that was what? Oh, wait. Yeah, the inputs are a bit novice. Yeah, okay. So I'm not changing. Oh, so I'm changing game mode. So this is the little dot on the right probably means 1 player, and the 2 dots means 2 players. I see. It's like very slow and unresponsive here. Let's try building 4. Yeah, because you can see over on the side here, the windows aren't like in pairs or anything. It's just by the center seam. Like, it makes sense that the building itself is symmetrical. But I guess that, yeah, you can see the windows are always symmetrical. That makes sense. I mean, that's a little bit of a concession to technical limitations, but... You guys thought the neon sign sounded bad in the arcade versions? That's quite something. Oh, I guess that's our bonus on the top. I thought it was like a high score, but yeah, it's counting down, so that's got to be our complete bonus. Oh, I was on autopilot because I could recognize that the window was closing, and I just kept going anyway. Oh yeah, it's well done. I'm not hating. Dude, I thought I'd reached the other window. Just a quirk that comes with the territory. Okay. Like moments of true crazy climber gameplay. Yeah, this is pretty fucking playable. No! That was it. Well, I mean, it's pretty dank. Levels of dank are exceeding the levels of jank. I think that's fair to say. But we can go danker. We can and we will. Well, we're kind of going through these at a somewhat rapid pace, because even though I'm having fun enough with these, I am of limited amounts of life force here after that dinner. And these chocolates let's have a cream nougat. It's pretty good. I'd like to get through a small number of additional games. What is my favorite Crazy Climber? I have to say that my favorite Crazy Climber is definitely this one right here. Crazy Climber 2000 for the PlayStation. I'm not playing that one just yet, but I would like to give that a run or two before we're done tonight. It is not technically the last Crazy Climber game, but it's the newest one of the ones I have on hand. There was a Crazy Climber. I mean, there's been re-releases for like PS4 and Switch and stuff on Arcade Archives. But there was a Crazy Climber game for the Wii, which seems mechanically entirely unrelated. But I'd still like to play it, of course. It's still a climbing game. Can't be all bad. I don't know exactly... I don't know much about the legacy of Nichibutsu. I'm just assuming they're not around. Well, technically, there's a Wonder Swan Crazy Climber, which might be newer than this, actually. I have that one, but that one requires like a dual controller setup, so I'm not gonna go through all the trouble of setting that up to maybe be able to play it. We'll give that its proper due. Yeah, there's a couple of these games, but yeah, past this point, there weren't a bunch of... There's no like Xbox Live Arcade remake or anything like that, which could be pretty sick. But this one, you know, this is certainly, as we've seen today, this is not the most elaborate port in terms of, like, it's only got 4 stages. It doesn't get nearly as crazy as Hyper Crazy Climber or the Famicom one does. But I mean, this was the first one I played, which maybe ties into it, but I think it's got a great balance between quirky, fun presentation and just like playability. And it's got some good music, as I recall, too. But I haven't actually played this in quite a while, so that's why I'm excited to revisit it tonight. But but not quite yet. Do I have Game Boy Color Crazy Climber? I do not. I'm not really familiar with it. I, as I mentioned, did not really have time to prepare as much as I would have liked. But ultimately, I'm not worried about that because even the stuff I have prepared, we've not nearly had time for all of it anyway. So we're presumably not waiting a full year for another Crazy Climber stream. But we're definitely going to do more Crazy Climber theme streams like this. There's just too many games to explore. And maybe not these, early 80s home versions, but beside those, I feel like most of these versions could absolutely warrant their own stream in and of themselves. Have I played Muncher Friends or Getting Over It with Ben Foddy? I have. They have their charm, but I'm usually more. I mean, I like both those games, but I'm more into, how do I put it, conventional climbing games. I'm not sure. Yeah, I figured Nichibutsu would not exist given that they're a company that were active in 1980. Most video game companies who were around in 1980 are not also around in 2021. Yeah, see, that's the thing. GURP. GURP is my favorite Bennett Foddy game for sure. I love that game. We should play that on stream sometime. I reckon there's got to be a way to play that nowadays, right? I think so. Anyway, we're going to be playing a far, far danker version than Crazy Climber 2000. Let's see. I need to think for a second. And this is one that wasn't like super. I got this to run just barely, and I didn't like. I think this is going to be controlled by keyboard. I think we should be able to boot this up if we're going to be able to play it. Maybe a different story. And let's. There we go. And I'll just put this up here and see if people are excited. I guess we'll boot this up because we should have ample time to set things up as the game boots up here. I'm gonna possibly need some help from chat. We should get a title screen here at some point. I don't speak Spanish, but this is in fact Escalador Loco for the ZX Spectrum. I believe this version was in 1983. Developed, I suppose, for the Spanish market. Oh yeah, right. I think, yeah, Instrucciones. I guess this is Spanish, right? Maybe it's Portuguese, I don't know. So A to pause. And I guess it's 7. Wait, what? It's 7, 5, and 8. So I guess like 5 is to ascend, 7 and 8 to go left and right, I think. Something about... Is that the end key? I don't know what key that is. Symbol shift YX. Pulse una tecla. Alright, does that mean press a button? Press a button. There we go, Escalador Loco, 1983. Produzido por Ventamatic. This is pretty dank, in case it's not obvious. Assuming it's loading. 5 left, 8 right. Yeah. Okay. It's weird. Well, I guess I'm assuming this makes more sense than a real Spectrum keyboard because it, like, I know the Spectrum doesn't have like an arrow key set up the way you would expect on a modern PC keyboard. But usually you have like QA for up down and OP for left right or something like that. 5, 7, and 8 is a little unusual. There's no down. I guess I didn't really try going down in any of the previous versions. I think there's a like a throttle key. Yeah. When I first saw this, I thought this was a bootleg, or like an unlicensed thing. But when I booted it up, like it's got copyrights and publishers and stuff. So I'm assuming it was just kind of a localized version for the Spanish market. Let's see if we can unthrottle this. It's probably stuck. Lives? Is that what that is? Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, okay, so here we go. Am I playing? I'm not entirely sure. So, in this emulator, you can set up a lot of different Spectrum computers. And trying to set it up... Oh, no. I moved left. I couldn't get it to run. Oh, I might be dead. No, it opened. Okay, the physics are quite something. Oh, it's a little faster when there are no objects on screen. So, like, arguably, it's a little more recognizable in some ways. It's kind of dreadful in other ways, though. Yeah, now this is danky gaming. Oh, okay. I thought maybe I was invincible while climbing. Not the case. You fall down extremely slow. Introduce tu nombre. All right, okay. I'm typing too fast for the Spectrum's membrane keyboard to keep up. There we go. Top score. Tabla de records. That's me. Okay. Can I change this somehow? Nope. I cannot. Okay. Like the little baseball bats just like keep hovering menacingly, moving ever so, like drifting to the left and right. These little rockets. The scrolling is completely fucked. Like all the falling objects just sort of slide upwards. Oh, I might be dead. Yep. I climbed to a closed window. It's kind of similar to the Emerson Arcadia version. This is definitely the least playable of the three, though, I have to say. Maybe... See, this thing keeps going upwards. Like, you can't climb up to avoid stuff. The windows open and close slowly enough that you can't quite tell if they're opening or closing. It's like you're calculating where to go. You issue a command, and then you wait for Escalador Loco to make it there eventually. I should wait here and then climb up a little bit, yeah. That kind of pushes it off screen, I guess. I'm dead. That's so screwed up. It takes so long to travel from one window to the next. Crazy Climber by... Yeah, Crazy Climber by phone, maybe. I should be able to... I could have... If I got... It's so hard. Like, the things fall so slowly. That it's, like, hard to calculate how to move. It's like turn-based. Oh, just instantly. Okay, I'm game over. Losing the first life a little too quickly there. Crazy Glamour Tactics, yeah. Oh, that's the up button. Oh. I mean, it's probably not the worst Spectrum game I've ever played. If I'd played the arcade version of Crazy Climber, I was excited to get a home version. You know, like, the Famicom version would have me excited. Even the Atari version would probably help scratch that itch somewhat. This one, I'm not so sure. Yeah, the scroll, it's like clearly the scrolling is super fake, which, you know, that makes sense, but it's really awkward when all manner of physics just cease to exist, basically. Up real quick. Okay. The moment you start moving upwards. No, open up, please. Oh, shit. Not quite a high score, but almost. Yeah, this, see, I thought, based on the graphics, that this would be the superior version. But out of these three early 80s home versions, this is by far the shittest, really. Because, like, the Atari version shockingly retains much more of the mechanics, even if the controls are different. The controls are different in all three. The Emerson Arcadia version controls and behaves totally different, but it's like a fun game in its own right. This one actually behaves a lot more like the Arcadia version, but it's like super zoomed in, so you only have the 5 lanes. It runs at about a quarter of the speed, and the scrolling is all busted, so you can't properly avoid stuff. It's really kind of whack. Kind of the worst of two worlds. But it was interesting. Let's acknowledge that. I just wanted to go back to the title screen. Well, we can pause. Title screen's pretty good. Title screen's probably the best part of this game, honestly. My eyeballs are starting to protest, I feel like. You know what? I should probably take a break. I've been bad at taking breaks. When I return, let's wrap things up. Probably wrap things up. We'll see. But when I return, let's play some Crazy Climber 2000. It's my favorite Crazy Climber game, and it'd be a waste not to play this one. But I shall rest my eyeballs for a couple of minutes first. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Let's get some jams going. All right. See if we can. Hey, this looks pretty good. So we need to do this. So there's a big firmware update for the RetroTink 5X Pro recently, but I did not have time to do the update. Well, okay, this is clearly not behaving quite properly. There we go. It's not, the signal is messing up the way it does sometimes. Usually changing this. Oh, it's changing the wrong setting. Guess this should be set to. Yeah. Yeah, I was fucking around with the wrong setting by mistake here because it was like off screen. I think I'm still on just chatting here. Yeah, let's update this. And let's fix. There we go. Like the art feed. I'm glad you enjoy it. I'm glad you enjoy it. I mentioned this previously, but I've been intending to make some changes. Possibly in the new year. There's some overhaul type stuff I want to do. Mostly on the back end of things. To make my life a little easier when streaming. But some of which will result in kind of quality of life changes for viewers as well. Like an intro. And one thing I would like to do is incorporate art stuff a little bit more or a little better. I have some vague ideas, but nothing too solid as of yet. Yeah, so this game, as I recall, does not. Yeah, it doesn't. I was, as I was setting up, I was like, I should get the my PS1 memory card because I got my PS2 memory card hooked up, and then I was like, wait, hang on, does this game even have a save feature? And as far as I'm aware, it does not. It doesn't save anything. It doesn't need to. It's just a simple arcade game. So you do get some fairly generous settings. You can change your outfit. I usually rock the pink. But I mean, it's Christmas, so I feel like maybe we should go red. Is it default to 3 lives, 3 credits? I think so. There's also original mode. Let's warm up with that, because just to reacquaint ourselves. As you may imagine, it's basically a port of the original, so it'll be interesting to see how this feels. Because I played this a bit when I played 2000 more. Well, I'm not sure if I ever played it frequently, but when I have played it in the past, I have played this version on here too. But it's been so long, and I'm more kind of familiar with the Super Famicom version, that I don't remember what this was like. And now that we've actually played the arcade version a bit today, I'm interested to see if we notice any differences or what have you. Oh yeah, that's right. Get this very dank arcade photo. So we can set up to 6 lives here. Yeah, we have the instruction card. All right, there we go. I mean, it's pretty low res. You can mostly make out the text, I suppose. Yeah, it's a condor. Got the falling stuff. King Gorilla, I guess it's called. Not Kong, or at least in this version. Lucky balloon. Falling sign, helicopter. They don't actually explain what anything is, but that's fine. Grip point. I think we got all the instructions we need. Alright. Now I'm kind of not used to this control scheme. The pace is definitely different, not from the arcade, but like Crazy Climber 2 has kind of a different, arguably smoother pacing to it. The voice is so much better than the American one. Ouch! Because in this version, yeah, the window was closing, so I was panicking. I fucked up, but I was in a rough spot. The sound effect in this version feels much more snappy in timing, like he's actually reacting to getting hit. Whereas the US one feels like it's like half a second, at least, too late. Alright, I will gumbot it. Oh! See, the window's closing. I kind of screwed up, but still rough. I mean, this version is pretty hard. It's harder than the Super Nintendo one. I was definitely hoping / planning to play that version too, but we'll see. I feel like I know that I really like 2000, so I feel like there's a chance that I might want to stick with that version for the remainder of the energy I have to stream tonight, but we'll see. I am curious to attempt to apply that was close. Newly learned dumbbell strats. Although I haven't exactly learned them. Alright, 27,700. Not a bad score for stage 1. Of course, we lost all our lives. Question is, can we survive the dumbbells? Because we're not going to be able to get the extend without getting past this section. Like, we can't get the lives before that. Oops, I can still move my arms a little bit, but I don't think you can actually grab onto. Yeah, this is actually a lot more responsive than in the arcade. We'll do one more credit. Let's see if we can at least clear stage 1. Well, I mean, we did, but let's see if we can get the extend. How about that? It feels like it. If you clear stage 1 and then game over to the dumbbells and girders, that like it feels like it doesn't quite count. It's really bad. I should have just gone to the side. I was getting greedy. As long as you're not in the middle of reaching up or down, like obviously you can move to the side pretty quick. Whoa! That hit me. Alright, we're probably not getting the extend. I mean, yeah, you kind of want at least one buffer life for the beginning of stage 2. I mean, I've missed stage 1 plenty of times, so it's not like it's inconceivable that I'll beat the rest of it without dying, but I'm more worried about the beginning of stage 2. And the time required to, like, get that smooth, perfect climb. It's pretty damn tricky. Even if you just get like a couple of steps like that, it feels so good though. It's kind of close, but I couldn't really afford to stay. No, I did the thing. No, I'm playing with the controller. I'm using the D-pad and face buttons. I'm not sure the game actually supports the joysticks. I'm pretty sure it doesn't. I mean, I can try it. But I wouldn't want to. Oh, you can't actually do that. Well, I guess it depends on how the game is built, but... the thing is, I felt on the arcade stick that it was bad enough with a... that hit me twice somehow. See, you get those stray diagonals. I feel like it's bad enough to play this on two 8-way joysticks, because you would want 4-way joysticks ideally. So with analog sticks, you get even more, like, imprecise inputs. Again, like, of course, it's entirely up to how they code the controls. Like, how to interpret the actual physical inputs. And it's actually working surprisingly well. They probably tweaked it to deal with stray diagonals in a good way. I'm weirdly able to go really fast. Should have just gone to the left first. I didn't need to take that hit. Right, accidental down climb there. Alright, we got some window people popping up any second here. Yep. That was so fucking lucky. Can't take risks. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. No hands. Yeah, Merry Christmas, NPC, and everyone else in chat, of course. Happy holidays to everyone who's celebrating, and happy Friday to everyone who's not. That was pretty rough. Well, there's the extent. I feel like this is like a skill check for knowing how to tank hits, basically. Because I feel like there's no way getting past that any other way. I mean, that's kind of my preferred method for dealing with falling items anyway. No, no. That was some extremely advanced strats there. Can't believe I survived that, to be perfectly honest. That was some extremely big gaming happening right there. May not have been perceptible to the naked eye. That was some extremely big gaming happening right there. I don't know how I did that. I climbed down and then up and then somehow grabbed the balloon. I went up like 3 floors. Maybe we got a score bonus. I'm not sure. Engineering unprecedented levels of luck by using the analog sticks. Julmust fueled. I'm actually... Technically, I'm fueled by Svagdricka, but we did have some Julmust earlier on, so that probably helps. See, well, I guess the weird tanking strat is supposed to work on girders too, I think. Or I'm not sure about supposed, but I think I managed to get it to work. The thing about keeping your hands down. Obviously, I don't know how it works exactly, but well, I think we can rest assured say that we had one decent credit at least. I feel like for an arcade game, a 1980 arcade game, putting in 1 coin and clearing more than 1 level can't be called a bad run. I couldn't find the grip. Shit. Oh well. I think that's my first death to a billboard today. Actually, not counting Crazy Climber 2, or they kept bouncing sideways. That was rough. Oh, I need a new... Dude, I've been so, like, high gear, running around, cooking and fixing and doing stuff, because, like, I worked up quite the sweat. I had to actually open the door. It's like -9 outside or something. I'm still, like, sweating here, because I'm running around doing shit, and I think just digesting all this food is cranking up my body temperature by at least 5 or 6. Anyway. Let's play the actual game. I think it resets... Yeah, it resets all the options. I get it, this game has, like, cutscenes and stuff, or it might just be the intro, because I know Hyper Crazy Climber... Alright, let's, do that. Just a view. Dude, it's been so long since I played this. It feels so weird. I mean, it's awesome. It's like more zoomed in. And like lower frame rate too, because it's like 30 FPS. Doesn't mean it's not sick, granted, but... Voice feels kind of different. You're kind of climbing slower in this version. I can't believe how long it's been since I played this. No, come on, that's not fair. It's holding on. It's interesting, so like this was the game where I learned how to play Crazy Climber. And having played so many other versions of the original and the arcade sequel and everything, like, it's interesting how different this kind of looks and feels compared to all of them. Like, of course, the polygonal graphics are going to make it different, but that's not really what I'm thinking of. It's more about how it feels. It is pretty sick, though. Dramatic zoom. Oh yeah, It's pretty different here. He's like waving his arm up and down. Dude, like dynamic camera work. No! Shit. Dude, I can't believe how poorly I'm doing here. Granted, it's not the same game. It is a different game. So there are quirks to get used to. I do love in this version the map. Having like the big line means it's a lot easier to just glance over to that corner of the screen and get the vital information. In fact, you don't even need to look, like just in your peripheral vision, you can kind of sense. Oh, shit. You kind of sense where you are. I love that you get a little extra, like, show-off victory lap with the helicopter. You see your extremely goofy pose. Like, I love the graphics in this game. They're, like, perfect. For sure, like, it would be nice if the game ran at a higher frame rate. Alright, no balloon for me, probably. How's the extend? Balloon is tricky. I feel like I was definitely on it there. Ah! Yeah, so this is kind of demonstrating the first main gimmick of this version, which is climbing around corners, which is such a cool idea. Like, obviously the buildings end up having a lot more interesting and kind of unique shapes because of it. I think the camera actually works really well in this version too. It's like nothing too special, but it just works well. Man, the music's good too. And cannonball elevators. Cannot believe I survived that. I don't know if you get any more extends, though. I'm gonna guess no. Just based on how other versions behave. Yeah, I feel like this version just requires so many more dexterous movements. Like climbing around corners and stuff. I mean, it's pretty cool though. Like just in terms of sheer level design, I feel like this game goes to greater lengths to sort of explore the possibility space of core mechanics of Crazy Climber. Like, functionally, the corners make no difference. Like, the outside corners of the building. Come on! I didn't mean to climb that way. So it continues, I think you have to redo the stage, yeah. So you do start at 0 points. Yeah, so you can climb here. When I'm talking about climbing around corners, I just mean, like, in the window layout. But the actual building corners, even though they have no real bearing on the mechanics of how you climb or anything, just from a presentation standpoint, it looks cool. It's very bad. I'm halfway through stage 1, if not earlier. I've basically conceded that this is going to be a practice run anyway. So you just like have to do more stuff like that, like taking these like wide grips to climb up and stuff. Like you just, I feel like the level design forces you to engage with more of the mechanics. Just dropping a fridge casually. I feel like the game makes its like very simple, low poly aesthetic work very well. And I think like of all the different games and versions, I honestly think this one strikes the best balance between like sort of aesthetic flair and readability. Yeah, there's not a lot of flair, but it is very readable. And there's enough flair with the... I could have probably gone up with the, you know, the shifting camera perspective and everything. Oh yeah, Abs, what's up? I don't think I said hi. Happy holidays to you, and hope you're doing well. Oh, I don't want to do... Ooh, let's... Screw it over here. Nope, not quite. I guess it is, funnily enough, for everything that's you know, for the clarity and everything else, in a lot of regards in this version, it's not super easy to distinguish between an almost closed and fully closed window. Look at these clouds. Doing pretty good. Glad to hear it. I'm doing excellent, I have to say. I've been having a good day today. Oh, come on. I saw the sign. Dude, that was... Yeah, another credit. Oh, well. I've been playing some good games and eating some very good food. Maybe a little too much of it. We watched a Swedish TV show from 1989 about computers and, like, the demo scene and stuff. It was actually really interesting. I'm safe? No, I'm not safe here. Fuck. I thought it would fall the other way. Hi, what's up, Brunin? Merry Christmas to you. And everyone else, of course. Yeah, it's like it's funny because the music is like very relaxing and chill. But this game is kind of anything but. Crazy Climber, as was mentioned, has approximately 0 chill. Fucking bowling ball elevators. The game doesn't get quite as crazy as Crazy Climber 2. Or maybe Famicom Crazy Climber. But, I mean, it's not much less stressful or anything. That's real close. I wonder if you're supposed to... The way I got that lucky balloon in the arcade one just now, I kind of accidentally climbed downwards before climbing up. Oh, that was just plain stupid. But the thing is, you know, it always kind of feels like the balloon is kind of maintaining a strict distance from you based on where you are on screen. So maybe you're kind of like supposed to go down to make the balloon come down a little bit, and then you go up to grab it? I don't know. It's a mystery. The game has a lot of mysteries. For what appears on the surface to be a rather simple game, it's got a lot of mysteries buried within it. I will say, even though amounts of chill notwithstanding, yeah, I would dodge the billboard that time. It is a kind of relaxing game. Hey, there's your extend. Yeah, I guess the kind of forgot about that, but I guess the number of like the level number reflects the number of sides on the building. So like the first stage just has the one side. Oh, dude, this song. It's kind of a, well, I guess it's not quite. It's not a triangular building or a three-sided building. It's just a cylinder. Like there's signs. Not sure if they're advertising Crazy Climber exactly, but mentioning Crazy Climber at least. Yeah, I feel like my general grasp of Crazy Climber mechanics and controls specifically, like I remember this stage from playing this before, and I remember struggling with it a lot, like, but now it's not trivial exactly, but way less of a big deal. Ugh. I got tripped up because I ended up with my hand in the wrong spot. Yeah, these are like the window cleaning machine things I was mentioning before. It's in Famicom Crazy Climber, you had the window cleaning guys. I always prefer to just be on one window when I'm climbing upwards. It just feels more comfortable and kind of... Oh, yeah, you fucked up there. It feels more kind of predictable. That's the game over? Yeah. Not terrible for a first run. So I'm pretty sure I have beaten this. I know the first time I completed this, I just cranked up the lives and credits. But I'm fairly certain that I have since completed the game on 1 credit. Or not on 1 credit, but on 1 with default settings, with 3 continues or 3 credits. Because I'm pretty sure I kind of set the goal for myself to learn to 1cc the game default settings, and I definitely didn't achieve that. I like a little Nichibutsu sign on the door, just like in the arcade. This game's so good. I like the stage, like the different music gives each stage such a different vibe too. This game is just, it's just addictive, honestly. Yeah, I guess like when you're dealing with obstacles, falling, I guess it doesn't strictly make a difference per se, but being on 1 window and being just strictly on 1 column instead of split over 2 just makes it feel more I don't know, like you're in control. It's a little bit more predictable. Alright, it's okay, it's okay. About halfway. I like the red line on the map being very easily readable in your peripheral vision. The map itself, I don't know, feels like it's a little nondescript. I feel like I can't easily, if I'm actually looking over to the map, it's not as easy to tell which section is kind of next. Dazzling visual effects. Ooh, that was kind of lucky. Ah, that was unlucky. I could have moved to the left. I just figured I'd be able to tank the 2 hits. It's interesting because I remember that kind of mechanic of holding on but still getting hit by 2 objects simultaneously Like, the thing, it's in this version, they don't even have to be simultaneous. As long as they're, like, close enough to each other in time, they can still kill you. So, we didn't get the no miss. We did get a good victory pose, though. Jangle's so good. I want to say this fourth stage is like nighttime. It's like dusk now. There's the extend. But I don't really remember what it looks like. Oh, I think it has like construction site shit, actually. Like, you gotta have an industrial stage. Cranes and girders and shit. Seems to be a... Kind of like that billboard. Like, it's a little tricky. You have to be a little patient and pay attention to its trajectory. But for being a relatively vanilla experience, you know, compared to some of the other games in terms of, you know, the theming and obstacles and whatnot, they've got some cool twists on them. Donkey Kong stage, yeah, I suppose. No, I didn't. Fuck. I wanted. I didn't want to pull myself up. I wanted to move my hand down, but I'd already moved it too far up, so I was grabbing. I guess you cannot. That makes sense. Okay, we're learning. I'm probably not gonna. I mean, I took a death on stage 1. Makes it a little hard to probably get the we got the balloon, lucky balloon. Not gonna be that helpful, I don't think. In other words, I'm not expecting to clear this stage before we game over. No, that's bad. There we go. See, like, maneuvers like that and adjusting, I feel like I would not have been able to do the last time I played this game. Like, very clearly, unsurprisingly, of course, skills from other Crazy Climber games very much carry over here. Isn't to say that I'm some super skilled player or anything, but since I played this particular version last, I have played more of these. Well, it's looking like we might have a shot, actually. Clearing the stage, sick. Nice, okay, good. That means we basically saved ourselves up to an entire credit. What's our score? I don't think there is another extend, but I'd like to confirm that if possible. If there was, I probably would have gotten it by now. Yeah, 69. Well, maybe if it's at like 100. Clearly, there's no extend at 60. Probably 70 either. Gambare Crazy Climber. Nice. It's so funny, like, cause you have whoever it is cheering us on. Meanwhile, apparently every resident in the building, in addition to the building itself, is kind of out to destroy us. Dude, the fucking vulture just... Condor, I guess it is. I feel like I'm not entirely sure I could tell a condor from a vulture. Alright. Ah, timing, man. I like the music doesn't even restart, it just keeps going. Alright, we should... You gain points a lot faster on later stages, right? So... I feel like I have should have some chance of... well, maybe I'd have to beat the stage. Ah, my left hand was between the windows. Bad. Yeah, this is a shit credit now, unfortunately. Oh, I didn't think that would hit me. Now this is an even worse credit. I'm not even... Yeah, I didn't even get to the window cleaners. Well, that should open up before... Yeah. Okay. May have possibly have despawned window cleaners, or... I'm just going this slow because I died. Actually went surprisingly well. Another section like here, I think. Yeah, I didn't have... I was holding down. I would like to really get to stage 4 at least. Like when I first started playing this, just like 3 lives just wasn't enough to reliably get through some of these later stages. Or you need even any stage really at the very beginning. But then you start reaching a point where, yeah, you can squeeze through and like clear a stage. But then you want the extra lives. Like basically if you just barely make it to a stage, you're gonna have to game over once. But even then, 3 lives, as is the case here, may not be enough to quite make it through. Okay. Oh, I'm getting... Okay. It's really kind of whacked, but I'm actually doing well. Getting far in my first life here. What the heck? I hesitated a split second with the controls there, but... I don't know why that didn't work. I hesitated, but it looked to me like I ended up in the right position at the end. Protect yourself. What's going on here, but... No! Fuck! I ended up going the wrong way there. Okay, we got the extend. That's lucky. That should allow us just enough margin to eke our way past the finish line. Yeah, the game has a very satisfying escalation of difficulty. Excuse me? Oh, I guess it's faster this one. Alright, that worked. Another Nichibutsu logo there. Stage clear. Yeah, I'm getting some vague flashbacks looking at the map there. Yep, wouldn't you know it, we got girders. I'm pretty sure you can climb on all 4 sides of this building. Fucking dropping bags of cement? Sure, why not? That was scary. I was trying to climb back to the right, but I couldn't because I was in a bad spot. I was kind of lucky. Could have definitely killed me. No! We got cranes! Come on, that's cheap. I could have probably gone to the right, but that's cheap. Ah, that's the game. Well, we got to stage 4. Yeah, this is short but very intense. That's the final stage. After that, the game is over. This game is like 10 minutes long. But it's extremely good. 8th place. So I guess it only counts the score for the final credit. I'm used from the arcade where the name entry wraps around, but of course you can actually move it in every direction here. Let's I was thinking of like making for a slightly more leisurely experience. Let's keep it default. Let's change our wear color to pink. Get myself more accustomed to my usual setup. And we'll do one more attempt like this, and then I think afterwards we'll we'll stay at 3 credits, but we'll crank up the number of lives. Just making it easier to see if we can... Oh, that's a fucking great start. Okay. Wait, can I? Oh, this is pretty interesting. The select button, like, changes camera angle. There's no, like, reset. We'll just do the manual reset by... Trying to practice climbing down. No, what the? Okay, you can press circle to continue, I guess. Thought you had to press start. Alright, let's redo this. Oh yeah, oh, I'm not dead just yet. Man, it's so like... The controls are truly made for you to climb upwards. It's so... Oh my god, it's so hard to climb downwards. Okay, I'm not pressing anything, just letting this count down, and we'll pink color did not help, but might still. That was just practice. I feel like in some ways this version, I don't know, even like starts off pretty difficult with some of the window patterns and stuff. I don't know, maybe it's my imagination. Or maybe it's me having streamed for 9 hours, 10 hours. How long have I been streaming? 10 hours, 18 minutes. And I've had a stupid large meal in the middle of that. So maybe I'm just not at the tip top of my abilities. It's a convenient excuse if nothing else, right? Have I lost a life on stage 1 on every attempt at this so far? I feel like I very much be able to no miss stage 1. Space here. Okay, heading up to Kong. I like that he can stay, like the amount of time that he stays on either side is kind of variable in this version. Okay, this is always a bit scary. How about it? Yeah, thank you. My adoring fans cheering me on. Oh, that must have been 2 pots occupying the exact same space. Because I could tell that there were 2 dudes, but I was like, wait, there's only 1 flower, and then I got hit by 1 flower and got killed. But I'm pretty sure that 1 flower was actually 2 flowers overlapping, which sucks, but I didn't think that would be the case, so I didn't think to, I don't know. Whoa, okay. Do something else to avoid it. So that was a needless death at the very end of stage 1, but oh well. How close are we to an extent here? 27,900. Alright, yeah. Yeah, I usually get it around when you see the balloon. There we go. I didn't need to stop that early. I feel like the people popping out of the windows, they do so. Oh boy. They take a little more time to get out of the window. So by the time you see them, you actually have a little more time to react. Alright, should outrun that, no problem. Yeah, there we go. That's always a little bit nerve-wracking, but it's satisfying when you manage to dodge it. Fuck! I had to really think there for a second. I was just about to say that, like, hey, this is actually a pretty good stage 2 so far. Really wasn't. I'd be able to grab that. Oh, no ding. scary. Come on. There we go. I'm fucked. That was perfect. I could have just gone to the... Oh, that was like the exact wrong spot to be in. Yeah, I'm not clearing the stage on this credit. I'm feeling pretty confident. I mean, we're pretty close to the end, but... just luck. Well, I don't know. I managed to push through at the end last time. Can't remember what obstacles are left. There's probably a... Yeah, there's the billboards at the very end. I think that's kind of the main obstacle left. So as soon as I can, I need to go right. Yeah, it's basically the same as last time. Like, oh, there's no way I'm surviving this, and... I did. God dang it! I turn around, please. Whew, okay. I'd like to be able to have at least a little opportunity to practice some stuff here. Let's see how far we get before we game over. It's 25 degrees outside, sunny. Untitled climber. Well, I was just about to say, I like how the music signifies that the bird threat is done, but I guess that was not true at all. Music just like, fuck it. And doing those horizontal adjustments as you're climbing sideways, or as you're climbing upwards, rather. It's pretty satisfying. I guess that works. Just on there. Oh boy, okay. I didn't realize it was coming at me like that. Well, that was still a good one life. You know, if I make it that far in one life this time, I'm in a good spot to actually... Well, that's bad. Oh, boy. Okay, I completely screwed that up, but somehow... Blind. Something's falling, but I can't see it. Alright, getting past the first set of window cleaners seems to be no major issue. Screwed! I could have survived that, but fucked it up. So with some luck here, that despawned the window cleaners. So I kind of screwed up dying on a silly thing right before the hard part. No! Ooh. No! I saved myself and then I unsaved myself. Fuck, now we got... Oh boy, this part. Really have to focus. I knew it. I didn't get a good. Oh. I should have been able to keep one continue for the last stage. But you know, it makes sense. I didn't get much practice on this stage. Comparatively, well. I'm not sure that's entirely true. But it's a kind of tricky stage. It's, like I said, this game has a satisfying escalation, no pun intended, of difficulty. I think more so than most of the other versions. Like we mentioned in Famicom Crazy Climber, which, you know, it's got a cool escalation in terms of like the crazy shit that happens. But like stage 2 is like kind of the hardest. Well, stage 7 got really hard, granted. I didn't finish it. But stage 2 was like way harder than 3, 4, 5. And when those games are hard, sometimes it's just because of kind of weirdly specific things. It's like particular choke points. More so than the general vibe, like just difficulty curve. I think this game has a much smoother difficulty curve, basically. More linear kind of escalation. May screw myself. Oh boy! That was kind of an unusual one. I'll take that. I was kind of panicking. Get out of the way for the window cleaners. Okay. Enter the wooden things. A little scary because oh shit, I got an extend. Nice. I guess that happened last time too. Should've just go sideways. Didn't need to wait for that. It's a little scary to go sideways when you got the bird though, because you get a little less of a heads up when stuff's about to drop compared to the window guys. So, come on, what the heck? What the? There we go. Why did that take like 3 tries? I don't know. Well, we have 2 extra lives, but no continues. So we got girders and shit. Are there dumbbells? Yeah, there's like the big red girders, which I think are instant death. Hello? I don't know about anti-girder strats. See, this stage is a little different because it's got those diagonal sides on the corners. I don't know, I can't explain it, but somehow that confused me. I think that's basically a PB. That sign killed us last time. That's right. Almost halfway, actually. Camera's zooming in, that's scary. Alright, maybe not so much. Oh, that was lucky. Let's fucking see where you can climb here, basically. Oh, shit. I wasn't sure. I couldn't really move to the left there. I could have tried. But I was too scared. I was hedging my bets that I would still make it, and I was wrong. I don't trust that fucking thing. You know, this place doesn't seem very safe. Dude, I was so fucking scared when I saw that helicopter. I was so sure that it was something else. Holy shit, I cannot believe we did it. We cleared stage 4. We cleared the game on default settings. I think that's the game. We didn't even need to resort to comfy settings. We did it anyway. That's the power of pink color wear. Whew. Riding off into the sunset. Oh yeah, right, there's a second loop. Okay, we still didn't achieve a high score, but I was just about to say that I've earned myself a chocolate. No time for chocolate, I guess. Not just yet. That was so lucky. The game is just so fucking good. It's interesting, like, I definitely have some sort of rose-tinted glasses thinking of this game, because there are certainly flaws and faults to this game. I still think it is my favorite altogether. But I feel like there's more stuff that I appreciate. Oh, what the heck? Okay, that was a clumsy way to die, but oh well. In, you know, Crazy Climber 2 and Hyper Crazy Climber, You can definitely, you know, having played some of the more elaborate ones, you know, having only played this game and maybe the arcade game, this is definitely, like, as far as being a, like, sort of remake of the original, I think this is a great game, and I think it's everything it needs to be. But, you know, the fact that games, you know, decades earlier than this were so much more elaborate, and having played more of those, it doesn't make me unhappy with this game, but it makes it clear to me that this game is further from being a, like, definitive Crazy Climber game than I maybe thought previously. I feel like I would love a game that has, like, the visual presentation of this, or at least the visual, like, readability of this, but, like, make it higher, you know, if you were to kind of make a new Crazy Climber, if I were to make a Crazy Climber game, I feel like I would use this as a template for the visuals. Make it a little fancier, but still focus on making it very crisp and clean and sort of basic looking. At least very, very readable. I like the way the camera works. Like, yeah, I think the game, it uses the 3D perspective in the camera to good effect. While still managing, like, it's impressive. Granted, the game has a distinctly basic look to it, but even so, it's kind of remarkable that I think this is maybe even compared to the arcade original, like, the most readable, like, the easiest to visually read out of all of them. I mean, I guess the window, like, sometimes it can be hard to see if a window's closed or not, but at the same time, like, it's not really causing me much problems as I'm playing. But I would love the, like, variety in locales of Hyper Crazy Climber and characters and stuff like that. I would love the set piece sort of gimmick nature and music and vibes of Crazy Climber 2. I would love the crazy sort of items and mechanics and stuff from Hyper Crazy Climber and Famicom Crazy Climber. Like, it's crazy. Like, if you make a game that's, like, too long and too hard, I think that loses, like, I love the fact that you can actually finish this. Like, this is a short game and you can learn to sort of 1cc the game, or, you know, beat it on 3 credits, as it were. You know, that kind of quality disappears pretty rapidly once you start introducing, you know, way more stages and way more, like, other things. But at the same time, like, I feel like if you had a game that had 32 stages, maybe there could still be an arcade mode with a shorter route or something, and you can have, like, I guess I'm trying to think of it sort of as if it had been like an Xbox Live Arcade game or something. You know, just like the Famicom game very much retains the gameplay style and the pacing and everything of the arcade game. It is definitely a Famicom game. You know, you've got the continue feature, you've got multiple stages, you got items and that kind of stuff. It's just, like, for as good as this is, it leaves so much on the table in terms of what you could do. Like I said before, like, even before you go to these crazy lengths with, you know, climbing moving platforms and, you know, hazards that move around, you're fucking chasing Kong and everything. Just something simple like having 2 players climb simultaneously. Like, there's so much you could do with that. Hey, what's up, Killer Miller? Happy Christmas, happy Friday, and everything else. I've had a very good day. I'm very, very tired. Oh yeah, I've definitely made myself earn another piece of chocolate here. Yeah, let's go with rum raisin. Hated it as a kid, but need to appreciate it. That's good. You know, I'm certainly not hungry. I had a gargantuan Christmas dinner. But as I mentioned, I did make dessert. Starting to kind of feel like I could go for some dessert. Well, I wasn't expecting to actually beat this game. At least not this quickly. I mean, I guess you could, this doesn't actually go lower than 3. You can't, like, set it to 1 credit. But we can try the arcade one again. Some very good VR climbing games. Yeah, I'm familiar with some. At least, superficially. I think that would be cool. But at the same time, you know, it's not... I mean, not to say that I'm against it or anything. I just don't have the gear on hand necessarily to play VR games. I mean, I do have access to some VR stuff through work. I have a PlayStation VR, which I never use because it's a bit crap. My setup doesn't really lend itself to that very well. Okay, can I? Okay. Oh yeah, I need to turn on the analog. There we go. Use the sticks. For some reason, in this one, the sticks work rather well. But you know, of course, VR is lends itself quite well. First, I'm fighting myself with this funny thought of like, what would first-person Crazy Climber be like? Like, I imagine, you know, the mechanics of this, of course, like, you know, you got your left and your right hand. I feel like you could probably I mean, quite frankly, I feel like some VR climbing games probably aren't too far off from this in terms of how they control. It's just funny to think, like, the kind of visuals. Okay. Kind of what that would look like. Like, trying to simulate, you know, this style, or basically Crazy Climber 2000, but, like, in first person, in VR. I don't know, it's a funny idea. Maybe it's been done. Gotta delay that movement a little bit. Yeah, the timing for the people dropping stuff is very different between this and 2000. For sure. No! I fucking... Oh, I did the thing. I did the thing. Nothing in this game is able to make you feel like a dumbass. Quite like tanking an object and then immediately moving sideways to get hit by it again. Like, in my brain, it's just like once you tackle an object, you wave it away, it's you know, you're done with it, it's fine. But nope, it can still kill you. And that worked that one time. Hey, there's the extend. Yeah. This part is really rough. I'm usually scared of the girders and dumbbells, but This part of the narrow section with the windows, it's very RNG dependent, I feel like. I mean, the windows are always kind of RNG, as are the item chucking people. But we can get both at once with very little margin for error. It gets tough. I feel like yeah, the bird's kind of fucked. Like, I don't know, it's dropping stuff. In a way that hits you even when it feels like it should. You know what? Since we beat this game, why don't we give the Super Famicom version a quick try? We've been playing so many other versions. Let's just see how that stacks up. How we feel about that version. Let's see here. See that one. Here we go. Seamless transition. Alright, Keith, thanks a lot for tuning in and hanging out. Hope you have a delightful rest of your Christmas holiday and weekend and all that stuff. Thanks for hanging out. See you around. Let's, I love this animation, so good. Man, it's so relaxing being able to climb in the center lane there, nothing falling your way. Windows might be opening and closing, but it's fine. Just... This is good too. Alright, ganbare. This version feels like coming home. I immediately start fucking up. That's fine. Oh, man, these buttons are so much comfier than the PlayStation ones. Not something I'd think of, but just like going directly from the PS2 controller to this one. Like the D-pad and buttons are so much sort of looser. And kind of softer. Just more comfy for sure. Of course, it has the side effect of giving accidental diagonal inputs here and there, which isn't the problem I had much with the PlayStation 1. It feels like the timing is like ever so slightly different in all these different versions, which may or may not be the case. It might just be like the controllers, like the inputs being ever so slightly different to the point where it feels like there's a little bit more of a, like a delay or something. I feel like I'm tripping up a little bit more. That accidental, like, backwards climbing and shit. More in this version. What's up, Chibi UFO? Merry Christmas. To you and yours. You're doing well. We're having a good time over here. A little bit relaxed at this hour. We've been crazy climbing for quite some time. Alright, there's the chopper. Fuck's sake. Alright. And lurking. Love Crazy Climber. Glad to hear it. So do I. This game is amazing. No, okay, I probably could have survived that, but I got cold feet. I saw the window closing. A window of opportunity, as well as an actual physical window. Just so scary. No, the window closed. Fuck. Yeah, the sound design is really good. I played the American version of this, the arcade one, earlier today for the first time, and I got really freaked out by the different sound effects and voices. They're so much worse. Yeah, the funny thing is, like, when you get hit, it goes like, ouch! It's, like, really muffled and weird, but at the same time, like, a much more clear and distinct voice. Because, yeah, that, like, it's like... It's, of course, extremely muffled, but it's, like, doesn't really sound like a sample. It sounds like voice synthesis. Whereas the US one is clearly a sample. So the quality feels, like, out of place. But also... Yeah, dude, I don't even think I got this far in the PlayStation 1. But the timing is also really weird, because it's like there's a half second of silence at the beginning of the voice clip or something. So when the dude reacts to getting hit, it's like he reacts a full second slower than the Japanese version. We played some other versions with some very questionable audio, among other things. The Atari 2600 version. Oh boy. Dude, that was a scary part there, okay. Whew. Okay. Oh yeah, this version, I don't know what it is exactly. But this is definitely easier than the actual arcade version. Like, there's clearly stuff going on. Maybe there's less stuff going on. The holding down on both to survive the dumbbells. I think I fucked it up there. That strat seems, I don't know, maybe I just got lucky with how they fell. So I guess probably works as long as they don't hit your head? I don't know. Man, these windows are going crazy right now. Oh, like, I was about to say Gambare, but nah. Okay, this is not my best run ever or anything, but it's a pretty solid run. Oh boy. Oh, well, nice knowing you. I should have remembered that that's a thing. Yeah, this section, this version here, this like just like the emulated version in Crazy Climber, it's so much more responsive than the actual arcade one. Well, in MAME, I should say. Okay. No, wait, that's not what I meant to do. Just do this. Let's do a run with the arranged graphics. Can't remember if it changes music or sounds or anything. All this background, it's very comfy. Like, it's a good encapsulation of what setting the arrange mode does, because like immediately even this text on this background is like a little harder to see. Yeah, audio's no different, I guess. Quite the fashion sense, this version. It's got the bright green sneakers. Got his best climbing pants on. White tank top. I mean, I'm digging it. I'm not making fun of him or anything. There's a UFO hanging out there. Oh, you don't see it now, but you saw it like in the gap. I really like the backgrounds and stuff in Crazy Climber 2, the parallax scrolling. We played that for the first time today. Really cool game. I was expecting to have more trouble with it. Like, it's pretty hard. Well, it's very hard, actually. And it's, that game's a bit of a dick. But arguably not quite to the extent that I thought it would be. Got a lot of funny and charming bits, like... I was kind of expecting Crazy Climber 2 to be... You know, expanding on the formula, but like maybe not in very good ways. But I don't think ultimately that was the case. I think it's a successful sequel for sure. And not necessarily harder than the original. Even if they're limited, you do get to use continues. No. Okay. UFO again. But it does throw some pretty wild shit at you. It's kind of undeniable. Come on. Okay, that was scary. Was hit at almost simultaneously. Okay, close to the end. Yeah, there's the chopper sound. Few small snags, but I don't know what's going on with the helicopter design here. It looks like a fucking super soaker. 700. Felt like a better stage 1 than that, but not bad. That definitely hit me right on the head. And I survived. Didn't really go to the side there. That's the extent. This part is just so RNG dependent. I feel like more so than... Well, I can't say the rest of the game because I haven't beaten the game, but more so than a lot of it. I like this part. No, I fucking did the thing. I should have just... Oh, man, I should have avoided it. Ah, I'm so annoyed with myself for doing that. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. That's not a chibi UFO. This is a pretty chunky UFO. Droppings. I like to get this little bird come out of the egg. Guess that makes more sense than a fried egg. I kind of like these graphics, I have to say. Like, they are undeniably a little messier than the original, but not by a lot. Nowhere near Hyper Crazy Climber, because like you still have, you know, the open windows are still pure black against the light background. I love the design of the balloon with the original Crazy Climber, just stretching his arm out. like probably my favorite touch of these remade graphics. See, the second half of the stage is so much easier than the first half. Like that neon sign has like pretty much never killed me. Maybe once. That's about it. One extra life. Can we withstand this shit? Alright. That was surprisingly friendly RNG there, I have to say. Okay, more girders. Oh my god! Come on. I just want to desperately see if I can beat the high score again. Just for a while here, at least. I feel like the same thing is true for this. I totally forgot that this part was coming up here. You don't want to be on the far left or right. That's when you have to be, I guess. Okay. Coming up here. Power's getting thinner. Okay, Kong. And multiple UFOs here. It's not that much of a threat. Not compared to Crazy, or, yeah, Crazy Climber 2. Holy shit. Where he starts, like, chasing you and shit. I mean, that was incredibly sick. But also kind of impossible. Hey, we got him. Ah, that's relaxing. I mean, you don't really get much for it, but it feels nice. Broke 100K. Ooh, an unusual jingle. Have I heard this before? Holy shit, that's an intense pause message. I bet that YouTube channel Tom Trono linked. It's got all the information you would ever need about the balloons. But yes, I'm curious as well. It really does not seem like it's a matter of going fast enough to catch up with it. Even though, I mean, I don't think I did anything particularly special right there. But it moves in such a strange way. Like, it generally feels like it's more, its position is more in relation to the screen than your position. Now, this is pretty fucking rough. Yep, I guess this is a skill check for this thing. You gotta know to just hold both sticks down. That's how you... You're... Like, holy shit, yeah. Yeah, see, if I hadn't been told that, I would have considered this extremely impossible. Like, I'm pretty sure I've made it here before. And would basically have had that reaction. Yeah, fuck it, let's just get electrocuted. Have I played Hyper Crazy Climber? Yes. Oh, come on, man. I have that game. It's got a lot of cool stuff going for it, but it's not my favorite. I love the art. Like, it's got a very comfy atmosphere to it. Yeah. Hyper Crazy Climber has the different characters, and it's got like 6, I think, levels, each with their completely unique graphics and settings. Like that's the awesome part. You got like skyscrapers, English castles. There's like the ancient underwater temple. I think visually is probably the coolest game. I would say it's about tied with Crazy Climber 2. I think Crazy Climber 2 is kind of cooler. But I appreciate Hyper Crazy Climber's larger variety in settings and stuff. It has the items and things. Like, it's got a lot of cool stuff going for it. But in terms of playing it, it's like the most frustrating to play because a lot of the stages make it kind of difficult to see what's going on. And the save system is kind of whack. Like you have lives that you can save. In between stages, you can go to this like casino to do this kind of tedious gambling thing to get additional 1-ups. But if you like farm 1-ups and save the game, the number of lives is not actually saved. Whenever you load the save, you'll always have 3 lives. And I got to I can't remember if I got to the final stage or the second to last stage. Because, yeah, it's been a while. But in that stage, you have these neon sign hazards. But it's like, you have to get past them while... Well, again, I don't think they're neon signs, I forget. But they're the exact same kind of electrocution things where you can pass through it without getting hurt. But if you stay within that like collision box for long enough, you get killed. And basically, there's so like the dude's dropping stuff. It's just like this steady stream of stuff. So you cannot advance quickly. Like you can only advance very, very slowly, while inside the electrocution thing, which kills you in like 2 seconds. So I could not get past that, and it got incredibly frustrating. Maybe if you play as a different character, that you have like more, I don't know, it's like, because I couldn't figure it out. The character I used the most was the girl, I don't remember her name, but she was like, fastest speed, lowest stamina. Climber is like the, I think her name was Honey, I think so, Honey. And Climber, he's like the medium stamina, medium speed, and the robot was like slow speed, high stamina. But I couldn't understand what the stamina thing was supposed to be because everyone dies from falling objects the exact same way. But maybe those hazards that like kill you over time, maybe you can survive staying in them longer if you have a higher stamina character. And if so, like, I guess once you get to that stage with that character, you're just kind of fucked. Another thing I didn't like, you can't change character. Like, once you pick the character, that's the character. You're locked in for the rest of the game. So if you want to play another character, you have to start from the beginning. So there's like stuff like that that I think is a bit clunky the way it works. I had very high expectations for the game because I'd played Crazy Climber 2000. That was the first one I played, and I was like, oh yeah, there's another PlayStation one that has like, oh look at all these graphics, it's all anime and it's cute and it's awesome looking. And I was like, well, it's Crazy Climber, it has to be good, right? And it's not bad by any means. It is still Crazy Climber, so it is still good. It is just uniquely frustrating in ways that other Crazy Climber games generally are not. Well, guys, it has not been quite a 12-hour stream. It's been 11 hours, 11 minutes, 56 seconds here. But I'm thinking, I'm feeling, rather, I'm not really capable of conscious thought at this point, I feel like. I'm feeling that I'm about Crazy Climbered out. So, there were even... Actually, I guess even not even that many games we didn't get to. I was planning on playing a bit of Hyper Crazy Climber. And I was planning to check out the Wonder Swan Crazy Climber, which is... The Wonder Swan is an excellently appropriate system to put this game on. If you're not familiar, the Wonder Swan was a portable gaming console released by Bandai, and it has 2 D-pads on it. Basically, if you look at it like sideways, like a GBA, it's got one D-pad on the bottom and one at the top, and buttons on the other side. So you can tilt it sideways, and you have two D-pads at the bottom. And there were a couple of games that were designed to be played that way, and Crazy Climber is one of them. I've seen that version briefly. I have not really played it, so I'm not super clear on what kind of unique content it's got, but I believe it has like arcade mode and Wonder Swan mode. It has like some kind of a unique mode. It's a black and white game, so visually it's not like very spectacular, and it's kind of zoomed in. But a vertical screen. I mean, the original game is not a vertical game, but you know, for climbing, it's not inappropriate. So we'll definitely have to check out Wonder Swan Crazy Climber at some point. Of course, we had a really good time with the Famicom version today as well, and I really want to play that version more. Famicom Crazy Climber is really, really cool. I was a little bit put off by how it feels initially. Like, it controls well, but it's like the vertical scrolling is like too smooth. Your character feels like it's not quite like connected to the building. It's a bit weird. But that version is absolutely, well, crazy. If you haven't played it, like, it's got 8 different levels, and only the first one is kind of like the arcade. Like, the first level is basically level 1 from the arcade. And it gets pretty nuts pretty quickly. And you find these, like, hidden items. Like, I played through, like, half of the game, and we got to, like, stage 4 or 5 when I picked up a magnifying glass, which made a key appear. And when I picked up the key, a hidden door appeared. I had to, like, climb backwards down to reach the door, and when I entered the door, the game transitions to, like, a side view 2D platformer section. It's like you're in a dungeon, and you're inside the dungeon, you jump around these, it's like a single screen platformer, and you collect a magnifying glass again, which makes a medal appear, and then you collect the medal, and then when you collect the medal, a door opens so you can leave. And when you leave the, like, dungeon, you just come back out of the climbing section, and after beating the stage, you see this little list, a little checklist to see which levels you've collected the medal on. So I have to assume that collecting the medal on every level gives you some kind of something. But it's really cool and not unexpected that they would sort of expand the scope a little bit. It's a 1986 release, so it's a pretty late release. Not late for a Famicom game, but, like, yeah, this came out in 1980. It could have very easily have been a kind of first-gen Famicom release of a straight port, but nope, it came out later and was pretty fancy, all things considered. But I was not expecting it to be quite so elaborate as it was. I think Famicom Crazy Climber is definitely not the highlight of the day per se, but, like, definitely the biggest surprise. Crazy Climber 2 was awesome, and I like it better than I thought I would. I was just kind of, you know, tempering my expectations, I guess, based on having been a little bit underwhelmed by Hyper Crazy Climber. But it exceeded my expectation. I think the biggest thing about Crazy Climber 2 is that it controls really smoothly. I mean, it's really cool and everything, but the controls, I feel like, are the one part where it feels like an improvement over the first game. But Famicom Crazy Climber definitely, like, vastly outdid my expectations. So I really want to play that more. Crazy Climber 2022 incoming. I mean, I'd say, you know, I'm not going to call it the year of Crazy Climber, if only because there's so much other shit I want to play. Crazy Climber is comfy. It's something I will always be happy to come back to. I disabled it for tonight because we're already doing Crazy Climber, but I will keep my Crazy Climber score attempts challenge as a reward. And I'll be happy to have people spend some channel points to watch me play more Crazy Climber. Well, I guess we can wrap up and keep watching this attract mode. And wrap up with some thoughts and man, I wish there were more attract mode sequences. We've seen like the same two over and over here, but that's fine. Not that I have a lot of new things to say, but in case people haven't maybe watched every single stream where I've been ranting and raving about these things, but well, first of all, we'll have to see. I have a stream scheduled for tomorrow. I'm gonna say pretty definitively that I will push that stream off a little bit. I normally stream from 1 p.m. on Saturdays. I think I'm gonna need a little bit of time to recover from today, so maybe we'll start the stream at 3 p.m. or something tomorrow. But we unwrapped some Christmas presents tonight, and included among a bunch of cool comic books and other stuff, we also had a bunch of games. A smaller pile than usual, but a couple of PS1 games and one Mega Drive game. And they all look pretty interesting for different reasons, so I think we'll check those games out tomorrow. Those games. And yeah, after that, I have a delightfully empty, you know, a clean slate. Nothing exactly planned, nothing that we're in the middle of. And I feel like I want to keep it that way. We've had a sort of impromptu, you know, the second half of 2021. It wasn't exactly planned that way, but it turned out, you know, we had at the end of summer, basically, we played Genji. And playing Genji made me want to play Onimusha. And because I had all 4 Onimusha games, having picked them up sort of on accident on eBay a couple of years ago, it's like, well, I want to see the rest of the Onimusha games. And that was a really fun endeavor. But it also ended up taking... I mean, we finished Onimusha 4 right before Christmas, basically. And we had the Metroid games kind of in the middle of that. So I feel like the fall, even though we had some other random stuff here and there was a lot of Metroid and a lot of Onimusha. And I have a bunch of other PS2 games and other, you know, stuff in my backlog. So I feel like I want to tackle... I want to find more stuff like that that isn't, like, something I have to play for 2 weeks straight before I finish it. But something like Onimusha 1 and 2 that I can finish in, like, 2 or 3 streams. Maybe more PS2 stuff, maybe some 360 games. I'm not sure. There's plenty to go around in the old backlog, that's for sure. I want to play more Mega Drive, Mega CD stuff. I want to play more PC Engine games next year. And, you know, I definitely want to get to more of that PS2 backlog. Like, I built up a chunky backlog of PS2 games. During a time where I didn't really have a good PS2 capture solution. And then when I got the hardware I needed, I haven't quite worked on picking off that backlog. Well, I upload this spot to YouTube. Yeah. I'm managing VODs and stuff is a lot of work, so I'm usually a little bit behind. I don't always put every VOD on YouTube. But I try to, whenever I do like sort of organized playthroughs of stuff, and I do like the fighting game streams, I try to put that on YouTube. I will highlight this on Twitch, for sure. I try to highlight pretty much everything. But I know that watching older stuff on Twitch is a bit of a hassle. Especially trying to find stuff is a hassle for sure. But yeah, I'll since you asked, I'll try to make an effort to get this on YouTube sooner rather than later. Anyway, yeah, so as I've alluded to for I feel like probably a full year, if not longer, I have at this point 2 different projects, you know, on the scale of Batman, basically. Not literally, you know, maybe slightly smaller scope, but basically projects that I expect to take more than a year to finish. Of chronicling a series or collection of games on a particular theme or topic, and I've always, well, I shouldn't say always, but since the Batman stuff, which I mean, I really enjoy doing that. Um, the thing that I've been a little hesitant about starting a new project like that is the time investment and like finding time to do other stuff. And as I just explained, there's so many other games I have that I want to play that I'm a little hesitant to start this big old project. It's like a question of scheduling and how to fit it all in. The other thing is, as far as the Batman project went, I enjoyed it by and large, but I enjoyed the earlier parts more than the later parts. Because once you get to the later parts with more modern games, because I was doing all the games chronologically, right? So in case you're not aware, throughout like 2017 to 2019-ish, there was like a big break in the middle, but I played through essentially every Batman game in chronological order. We didn't beat every one of them, but we played all of them. And like in the early days, I was playing like 3 games in a single stream. And then by the end, like Arkham Knight was like 35 hours or something. So it ends up, like, once you get to more modern, big games, it ends up being a bit of a slog. So that's another reason I was kind of hesitant. But I feel like if I'm putting it off any further, it's never going to happen. It's not to say that I have a new project lined up for, like, January 1st or anything. I need to do a little bit of research and setup and make a final decision as to which of the 2 projects I have lined up and have prepared for that I want to move ahead with. But I feel pretty good about kicking one of those projects off, I would say, at some point first half of 2022. I don't know when, I don't know how exactly, but I feel like it's probably going to happen. And if/when we reach that point, I'll probably do a little bit of conscious scheduling effort around that. Maybe we'll do, because currently I'm streaming Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. So maybe we'll do 2 project streams and 1 like other stream a week. Because I feel like if I just do that 1 stream a week, it's gonna take a lot longer than 1 year. I don't know. I have to workshop it, that's for sure. I'm also gonna, hopefully I have a few days off. In the beginning of first week of January, basically, I have off work, so I'm gonna see if I can take some time during that week to do some behind the scenes fixing and updating stuff in OBS and some bot stuff. Nothing too exciting for you guys, but it's gonna make my life a little easier as a streamer, and it's going to most likely involve some changes and updates to channel point rewards and stuff like that. Some stuff that I've been meaning to incorporate, which I'm looking forward to. So I hope I can sort of find the time and energy to set that up. But yeah, beyond that, I'm streaming will continue as usual. Basically, we're going to be continuing to play video games a couple of times a week, and it's going to continue to be a chill time, I would hope. So yeah, I will announce, I guess, at some point after I wake up tomorrow, after a good night's sleep, I would think, when tomorrow's stream is going to kick off. But I'm going to say, it's possible that I wake up and I feel really restless and then just want to get going, and we'll just get started at 1 p.m. as usual. But I would say more likely, we're going to start at maybe 3 p.m. And I'm talking Central European time, by the way. That's my time zone. There is actually a schedule on my Twitch profile page here somewhere. If you scroll down, according to the schedule, it's going to say I'm starting at 1 p.m. Or I guess it's going to say whatever time zone you're in. But whatever time it says there is my regularly scheduled time, and I'm probably going to go a little later than that. But yeah, this will wrap up this Christmas Eve special theme stream full of Crazy Climber, chocolate, Christmas present, dinner, and sick Swedish 80s TV shows about the demo scene. That shit was pretty awesome, I have to say. Well, let me see who is streaming. Let's raid someone. Let's wrap up this delightful Christmas stream by raiding someone. Let's see. Who's streaming and what are they streaming? Let's see. Try to see I'm not gonna be around for it. Okay, looks like MP83 is just going live here. An unprepared, short, comfy Christmas stream. That sounds pretty good. Let's go visit them, and if you got them, let's send some crazy climbers their way. Thank you very much for hanging out. Merry Christmas, everybody, and Happy New Year and all that. In case I don't see you in a week, take care and be excellent to each other.